Okay, guys, as I promised, let's play around with the Microsoft Windows Firewall. And this is called the host-based firewall. Overall, we have two types of firewall. I put the link, my YouTube channel, through that you can find out that it divided in two category. Beside that, we have, for example, proxy server packet filtering, stateful packet filtering, or stateless packet filtering. But before that, in general, we have a host-based firewall and we have a network-based firewall. So network-based firewall as a device that we are using at the office, at the corporate network, or in a headquarter, or in our office. But in at home, we have only modem, or we can say wireless router or so on. But firewall is mostly designed for the offices, I mean the network firewall. So that is why today I'm going to talk about the host-based firewall, which is most of the firewall including Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Chrome OS. It does come with the firewall feature as well, which we call as a technical person host-based firewall. So Windows does come with the firewall as well. If you are familiar with the firewall, if it is not, that is fine. But some tips that you probably need to know about the firewall, if it is new for you, that is great. If it is not, then that is fine as well. Let's type firewall, just simply firewall. Click on the firewall. We have a bunch of firewall in here. I enable my firewall. The first thing you probably need to do is that if your computer doesn't have any antivirus, my suggestion is go ahead and enable both of them, the private network setting and public network setting. And here, if you look at here, the private network setting is enabled and the public network setting is enabled. It is very, very important. It protects your computer from outside to inside, from inside to outside. Point should be noted. It protects your computer from outside to inside, from inside to outside. That is why you have to make sure when you log into your computer, you just need to type firewall, and after that come in here. Yeah, when you come in here, turn Windows Defender firewall on or off. So this is the main purpose. In some places you probably need to, for example, you purchase a new software in the office, the firewall sometime it built-in block that software because that's not a genuine. That is a genuine, but that kind of probably some of the software is not registered with the Microsoft. We can say in the Microsoft system. That is why it prompts you like it's unknown software, means the Microsoft doesn't know the software. So now it's all because of the Microsoft Defender is more sensitive, and they're using AI, artificial intelligence, to find out if there is any, for example, unknown application installed inside the computer from the cyber attack, phishing attack, or we can say malware attack, ransomware, and so on. So we have to be well aware of these kind of things. My suggestion is to turn on both. Make sure that your computer is safe from malware attack. The second is if you purchase any kind of software, which is, for example, when you see that you are not able to access the internet, or uh, that specific application is not able to go out to the internet, probably you you need to come in here. We have a specific place for allow and apps or features. When you come in here, you can allow apps and features as well. You can come to details of each devices if it is not. For example, we can see the all information in here, or one of the common example in here. For example, if I uncheck this one, the Dropbox will stop using. So if you're using Dropbox, and probably you know it's a kind of OneDrive which is belong to Microsoft as a storage. And here's another thing which we can say email and accounts. If you uncheck this one and uncheck this two as well and apply OK, restart your computer, you may be a witness of that specific application, or you may not receive email, or you cannot send and receive email. One of the another important part in here, file and printer sharing. If you uncheck this one, restart your computer, the file, printer, and sharing, it does not appear in your computer. It's a part of troubleshoot as well. So you have to make sure you come to firewall and see if that portion is enabled or not. If it is not, you have to make it enable. So top of that, when you click in here, you can say allow or so on. The same as with the Chrome. This is my production laptop. I didn't have to turn off the Chrome because I need to do some other stuff as well. But if you click this one and then manual unplug for private and public as well, once you up okay and apply restart, when you use a Chrome doesn't work because by firewall it is not allowed. Here's another thing before I talk another software. ICMP Echo, if you want to ping a stuff, for example, from your computer some other places, it's okay if you uncheck this one. So if you uncheck this one, you're gonna be a witness of not enabling pinging the devices. Even your computer is not pingable from outside. So I don't know if you like that feature. If not, then I will keep it as whatever it is. So now here's another thing. Probably you purchase a software and you need to allow that software in the firewall. You just need to come in here, browse, and find the software that you want to allow. For example, you need to find the location of software. Most of the time either it come with a program file or program files, and you just need to, for example, Adobe in here, flash player, it's already enabled. But if you just find, click in here, for example, say open and then add. Once you add in here, you can say allow. This is how you're supposed to allow this application. It is click. Now Adobe Air application and installer. I allow this application to come and go without any issue. So I cancel this one. I don't want to allow it, but this is how you can use the firewall. Reset from factory default, or we can say if you have modified the firewall, you can reset in here as well. Just simply click reset default. But my suggestion is, I don't know, probably sometime if when you see like something is went wrong, you just come in here and reset the default. This is the place where you can reset the default as well. So in advanced, one of the another important part in the firewall, in the Windows firewall, we have advanced. Here's the important part. You can allow from inbound to outbound, from outbound to inbound. For example, ICMP echo, if you right click and say disable this rule, once you disable this rule and restart your computer, so next time you may not able to ping outside. So this is how you can add. You can add a rule as well. For example, let me add a rule in here. We can say new rule. Uh, we can say port program. If you have a specific program you want to allow, you just click. But if you have a specific port, you just need to allow the specific port. Next in here, either it's a TCP or UDP. Let's do one thing. 53 as a DNS. It's already enabled there. I just want to would you like to allow all ports or a specific port? I would say specific port. Point should be noted in some software when you come when you install in the server, probably at that time they ask like try to allow the port manually. So this is how you can get inside the server firewall. The concept is the same whether you're using the like we can say home edition, enterprise edition, or so on, or the server edition. The concept is the same. You can go to the same procedure and you are good to go. So right now I'm going to enable DNS or domain to my what to my firewall, to my Windows firewall. In here, allow the connection if the if it is secure. So of course you can block this one. So if I next, then the next time my computer will not able to access internet by IP. Guys, we discussed about the DNS server. So here is where we can block the DNS as well. But I will say allow to connect all connection. When it's save is better, I think, or we can say allow all. It doesn't matter. You can customize in here as well. If you don't doesn't want, you just select this one. Next. So in here it says a domain private public. Would you like to be in the public so you can go through outside, inside, and also through the domain? I said allow. I mean whatever rule that I have created, just implement it in this tree section. I don't mind. We said DNS. Yeah, we can say DNS01. This is the name just I apply in here. Finish. Now look at in here. Now I allow one port of the TCP. The port is TCP and location is any TCP, and the port or remote port is 53. Authorization anyone can access it. This is how you can do the Windows Firewall. Let's right click and say see you never, because I believe so. I have a DNS in here. If it is not DNS, it should be domain. It does come built-in factory default. It should be here and there around somewhere. The same as with the outbound as well. Okay, guys, this was a brief information about the host-based firewall, and we can say Windows firewall. You can allow, block, disable, and so on. Um, yeah, I discussed about these all the stuff, changing notification. This is the notification if you want to change the notification. If you doesn't want, you don't have to. But just keep a screenshot of this picture and try to implement this kind of configuration in your computer. Okay, in the next lecture, we're gonna discuss about a brief concept of Linux firewall. See you guys there.